What's going on, people? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome back to Eli Talks Football. I hope you guys are doing all right today. Boy, look at this, guys. We're in Game Week 37. Next weekend is the final Premier League weekend of this season. So, boy, this season's gone quick and fast, quick and fast. But listen, this week we have seen clubs unveil their new home kit for next season. We've seen Man City. We've seen Arsenal, and today we've seen Chelsea. So I'm going to show you guys the shirt when I'm doing the live watch along for the Man United, Chelsea versus Man United game, because that game will be kicking off in about less than 12 hours time. So make sure you guys tune into the watch along where I'm going to review you the shirt and I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. So there we go. But yeah, man, game week 37, and also to this weekend, it's also the FA Cup final where Man City and Crystal Palace are looking to win a trophy. So I'm also going to be doing that watch along tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune into that one. But yeah, listen, I mean, I'm just surprised that the FA Cup final is happening before the season ends. Like, to me, I really don't get it. Like, maybe there's some other finals that are happening all over the world or something like that. But for me, yeah, I think the FA Cup final, should be on, let's say, on the 24th of May or maybe the 31st of May, because because the 25th of May is when the Premier League season ends. So I'm not sure why they did it before the season ends, but it is what it is, man. But yeah, the FA Cup final is tomorrow. They're going to be doing a watch along. So we got some big games coming up. So I'm going to give you guys some content here on my YouTube channel. So make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification as well, and comment below what your predictions as well. And make sure you share this video to all your friends and family so that they can join in the chat as well. All right, guys. So the first video, of course, today is going to be the Premier League predictions, and it's going to be a quick one because the games are today. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I can't lie to you, I was so busy. So I thought to myself, let me just record this video today and make it quick so that I can prepare myself for this evening's watch along. So it's just going to be a quick one. All right. So without further ado, let's start. All right. So we've got two games kicking off on a Friday. And if you guys are wondering why on a Friday, well, number one, both Man United and Tottenham are playing the Europa League final in 5 days' time. So that's the reason why these games are on a Friday, because the players need lots of rest so they can prepare themselves for the Europa League final. So that's why I moved on a Friday. All right, so the first game, of course, is Aston Villa versus Tottenham. Of course, Tottenham have lost their 20th Premier League game this season when they lost against Crystal Palace. So, boy, and Tottenham are 17th, by the way, because West Ham beat Man United and they're above both of them. So, Man United are in 16th and Tottenham in 17th. And listen, I know people hate me to say this, but the fact that one of those teams, 16th or 17th, are going to win Europa League and get into the Champions League, honestly, it's just an absolute disgrace. Don't get me wrong. For me, I'll be happy if Tottenham, let's say win Europa League, because it's been a long time since they last won a major trophy. So I do get that. But to me, I just really don't get why, it just makes no sense. But listen, if one of them wins Europa League, gets the Champions League, that's all they care about. So there we go. But listen, I think both Tottenham and Man United are going to lose this game because, Aston Villa at Villa Park is just unbeaten. The only team to go to Villa Park and beat Aston Villa was Arsenal, and that was 1-0 earlier this season. So to me, I'm going to be watching that game, and I'm hoping for a Tottenham win. But to be honest with you, at this point, I don't see it happening. I really don't. So for this game later today, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Villa win, because I just don't see. I feel like Tottenham, they'll be still angry that they lost 20 Premier League days this season, but they're just focused on the World League. So they know that the league is done. The league is done for them. So, yeah, so for this game today, I'm going to go for Villa 2-1. I'm hoping that Tottenham can win that game because Villa are on the same place as us, but I just don't see it happening. So, yeah, 2-1 to Villa is going to be my prediction for that game today. And then we move on into my game against Manchester United. And yes, like I said, since Tottenham, both teams are going to lose because both teams don't care about the league. They just care about the Europa League. So for me, we have to win. We have to win because I watched the Newcastle game. I watched the highlights of it because I didn't watch live because I was busy on Sunday. And yeah, listen, that Newcastle defeat, I did listen. All I said, yeah, is that if Chelsea can at least get a point, because I said 1-1, then that would be great. But least we've lost again, so it looks like none of the big six clubs have ever gone to James Park and win. So there we go. But I have to say though, Nicholas Jackson, what an absolute fool and an idiot he was. Like, you can't do that. You just can't. Like, the way he just looked at Botman and decided to elbow him, for me, the red card was the correct decision because he deliberately do that and that caused of violence. He could have easily broke, injured Botman's eyes or broke his nose with that elbow. The way he just do that hard and looked at him, no, the way he looked at him first and then elbowed him makes no flipping sense. He cost Chelsea that game. Don't get me wrong. Enzo Maresca, in terms of substitutions, he could have at least brought Tommy George on when Jackson came off, And the players, the first half we were poor, the second half we were a bit better, and we had the chance where Gusto crossed it into reshapes and it heads it wide, But for me, Nicholas Jackson let us down, and big up to Lavia, big up to him because he apologized to the Chelsea fans for him losing the ball for the first goal. Why can't Nicholas Jackson do that? Why? Is he scared to apologize? Like, it makes no sense. Now look at the same situation as last season. Reece James got a red card against Brighton away, missed the last two games, and also missed the first game of the season. Nicholas Jackson, same thing. He's going to be out for this season because there's 2 games to go this weekend and next weekend. He's going to miss the Man United game and the Villa away and the first game of the season, which we don't know about. It's absolutely embarrassing. And don't get me wrong, Nicholas Jackson this year, hasn't been that great. But when it comes to his hold-up play, his link-up play, just blending that defense, he's not going to do that anymore. He's not, And now we have to start Tommy George for the next 2 games. And then people tell me, oh, but he cannot get angry, he cannot complain because this guy scored goals. Yes, I understand that. But this guy is 19 years old, for goodness sake. 19. We cannot rely on a 19-year-old here to save our season, to get us Champions League football and win the Conference League. We just can't. And this is where I go back to the owners. And this is why I said it on my channel, on DR Sports, on the Football Terrace, on Donny Sam's channel, on MHF. I said it on so many channels. Whether we get Champions League or not, whether we win the Conference League or not, win, lose or draw, Todd Bowley, Igbali, Clear Lake, Paul Winstanley, Lord Street, all of them need to go. Joe Shields is fine because he's the one that signed Cole Palmer. All of the Wednesday can all leave because they are the ones here that caused this. They are the ones that didn't sign in a striker, a backup striker for Jackson. Let Santos still be on loan. Let go of Nato Vega. Let go of João Felix. Didn't sign a goalkeeper. Didn't sign, a winger as well. Only one signing we did was Matthias Amugu. That's the only player that we signed in January. So when people tell me, oh, if you didn't say you're the chill guy, you would have been challenging for the league. I understand that. That's why I blame myself. But can you blame me, for being correct when I told you guys when we have inexperienced manager, a very young squad, and we didn't sign anybody in January. Can you blame me for that? No. So that's why people kind of get angry at me for being white. The only people they should be angry about is the people upstairs, because they don't care. I've been telling people this, they do not care. But then when I was on the football terrace talking to Terry and we lost 3-0 to Brighton, there was one person who disagreed with me and said, oh, the owners do care. Well, if they do care, why are they not showing it? Why are they not showing it? Why do we have to? And why do we have to? Why do we spend 1.5 billion pound and we still yet to? And we still yet? And for me, we still need to sign a goalkeeper, a centre back, a midfielder, a winger, and a striker. Do you think that these owners care? No, they don't. So that's why I want at the end of the season, I want all of them gone, and I want Lewis. Who is that PSG manager? Owner again. Let me just have a quick look. 1 second. PSG. Who is their sporting director? My bad. Yeah, Luis Campos. Yeah, get rid of them. Bring Luis Campos straight away. And I know the news is that he's an advanced choice to join Manchester United. I want him to come to Chelsea. I really want to, because he knows, how to sign experienced players. He knows how to do it. So to me, get rid of all of them except for Joe Shields and get Luis Campos straight away. Simple as that. Because if we continue to find experience, it's going to take a long time before we see Chelsea challenge for the title and win major honours, especially the likes of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. It's going to take a long time. So that's why, losing Nicholas Jackson is bad. He hasn't been great, but he's bad. Now we have to start Terry George tonight and the game against Forest away. It's a joke, man. It's so embarrassing. Listen, I bet you that Terry George will score tonight, but if we keep relying on this guy and put pressure on him, he might not. He might not score tonight and he might not do well. It's honestly a joke, man. So yeah, the Newcastle game, just bad. I was hoping for a draw at least, but we've lost again at St. James Park. So there we go. But listen, it's a must-win for Chelsea. I dare Chelsea to lose this game. If anyhow, we lose this game. Then for me, it's done. And also, we were lucky that we're still being 5th place, because Leicester City done us a favour and drew against Nottingham Forest. Who in Nottingham Forest got West Ham United? They're going to win that game. So we were lucky. If we don't win this game tonight, later today, then for me, the Champions League is done. So it's a must-win game for Chelsea. The fate for the Champions League is in our hands. Is in our hands today. So to me, we've got to win. Simple as that. So for this game, I'm going to go for... do we really score? Actually, no, let me go for 2-1 Chelsea, because I don't think we'll score 3 past Man United. I just don't think so. But I'm going to go 2-1. I am confident because Man United are going to play their kids and they're focused on the Europa League. But I just got the 6th feeling that it might be a draw. But I'm just hoping that we can win. I just hope we can bounce back, because, like I said, lose this game, it's done. It is done. Finito, finish. Simple as that. So we have to win. And I am confident. So 2-1 Chelsea. It's going to be my prediction. All right. The next game is Everton versus Southampton, which I believe it's Everton's last game at Goodison Park, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just have a look. Everton's last game. Tomorrow is Everton's last game at Goodison Park, because the final game is away to Newcastle. So man, listen, after all these years, this is Everton's farewell game at Goodison Park. And they're home to Southampton, and they're looking to win in their final home game of the season. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, this is also Chelsea's final home game this season. It's only this season. We're not moving to a new stadium. This is our final home game of the season. So let's hope we can end it on a win. Let's just hope. and Everton. This is the final game at Goodison Park because next season they'll be played in a new stadium called Moore Park or something like that. I'll try to see what their actual stadium is called. So yeah, this is Everton's last game, and I think they'll win because Southampton right now, I mean, they got a point against City, so fair enough to them. They did get a point, so they're not going to be the joint lowest Premier League in history. So Derby County still hold that record, so fair enough. But from Southampton are still relegated, and yeah, even though they got a point against City, away to Everton, not going to be easy, man. Not going to be easy. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, I'm going to go for. Wait, see on a Sunday. Wait, hold on. Oh, it's actually on a Sunday. I thought there would be Premier League games this weekend. Hold on, let me just have a look. Wait, I thought. Let me just see. Is there no Premier League games on Saturday? Because I would have thought there is. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute. So, wow. So there's no Premier League games this Saturday. I know there's the FA Cup, but my God, I would have thought there would be Premier League games this Sunday. I mean, on Saturday, but it looks like there isn't. Okay. Well, okay, Sunday then. This is Sunday's games, apparently. I'm not quite sure what's going on, but no Saturday's games in the Premier League. I know it's the FA Cup, and I know there must be a playoff, but I'm pretty surprised that there's no Premier League game on Saturday. My bad. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, Everton are going to win this game 2-0. I believe they'll win their final game at Goodison Park because, they want to end it on a good farewell and hopefully on a win. So, yeah, 2-0 to Everton. I just don't see Southampton doing anything at this point. So, yeah, 2-0 Everton. Goal scorers, I'm going to go for Beto and Decore. Oh, yeah, the goal scorers for the other games. For the Villa game, I'm going to go for Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins. For Tottenham, maybe Dominic Solanke. For Chelsea goal scorers, I'm going to go for Terry George and maybe Madueke. For Man United, maybe Washers Hoyland and all of that stuff. So, yeah, those are going to be the goal scorers for all of those games. So, yeah, 2-0 to Everton is going to be my prediction for that game. The next game is West Ham versus Nottingham Forest. And by the way, fair play to West Ham because I didn't expect this to happen. They went away to Old Trafford and win. And that's the first time they did it since 2007, so 18 years ago. But not only that, they've done the first ever league double for Man United since 06, 07 or something like that. That is absolutely crazy. And the fact that West Ham United are above Man United and Tottenham, boy, that's their first win under Graham Potter, I believe, since God knows when. I don't know when the last time West Ham won a game under Graham Potter, but fair enough to them. But listen, they're facing Nottingham Forest, and Forest right now. I mean, listen, let me look at Forest form because I don't think Forest form hasn't been that great so far. They've only had one win in 5, and that was away to Tottenham. Only one win in 5. And if you look at the last 2 games, it's been draws. So listen, if I feel like Forest may win this game, they may do, but I feel like West Ham can at least get a point because this is the final home game of the season, West Ham. And they're looking to end it on a positive way. So I think for me, yeah, that West Ham can do something because they did it against Man United, so maybe they can do something against Forest because Forest right now are dipped. And I want West Ham to at least do something because let's say that we lose against Man United and they beat West Ham. Forest will be above us. They will be above us. So yeah, so the games I'll be watching today is the Villa game and also my game. Then I'll also be watching the West Ham United versus Forest game. So there we go. So yeah, I feel like West Ham can do something. It's their final home game of the season. So I'm going to go for 1-1. I'm going to go for a draw because like I said, West Ham, They may not win they may not win their final home game of the season, but they will at least they want to at least end it on a positive way. Like I said, Forest only had one win in 5 in the Premier League. So yeah, man. So I'm gonna go for 1-1 draw. I'm going to go for 1-1 draw. I just hope that West Ham can do something, even though I feel like Forest may win. But I'm going to go for a draw on this one. Goal scorer, probably Jared Bowen for Forest, Chris Wood. So yeah, 1-1 draw in that one. And then we have got the West London derby, Brentford versus Fulham. Of course, Fulham lost their last game. Whereas for Brentford, they're really doing well. What was their last? What was Brentford's last game? Give me a second. Yeah, Brentford beat Ipswich Town 1-0. Whereas for Fulham, they lost 3-1 against Everton. So yeah, man, a West London derby between these two clubs. So for this game, I feel like Brentford are really good form, and let me see where Brentford are on the table. Let me just see where they are, because I'm hearing that they're close to European football, and actually they are, because actually they won't be able to, because Brentford are 7 points behind them. Actually, no, I'm hearing that if Crystal Palace win the FA Cup, that I'm thinking that that 7th place might get the Europa League. So that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. So yeah, we'll see what happens anyway. But listen, we'll see what happens tomorrow. But yeah, this game, I feel like Brentford are going to win because they're really good form. They really are. 4 wins in a row is really not that bad for Fulham. Just only 1 win in 5 for them. So for this game, I'm gonna go for a Brentford win of. Should I go for 3-1? Let me think. Yeah, Brentford. Actually, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, Brentford usually score a lot at home. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 3-1 Brentford win. I feel like their form will continue. And let's see if they're really this close to making it into Europe. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, 3-1 to Brentford. Goal scorers, I'm going to go for Mbremu, Wissa, and Norgard. For Fulham, probably Alex Iwobi. So yeah, 3-1 to Brentford. I believe they'll win the West London derby. So yeah, 3-1 to Brentford. It's going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. Then the next game, of course, is Leicester City versus Ipswich Town. 18th versus 19th. Yeah, 18th versus 19th. And this is Leicester's. Oh yeah, and also, by the way, this is Jamie Vardy's last ever home King Power Stadium game for Leicester City. Because, like he said, he's going to leave Leicester City this season. So, I don't know what to say about this game, but I feel like Leicester City beat Southampton, who were relegated. So I think for me, they might do the same thing. And by the way, Leicester City also got a draw against Forest, so their form is starting to look a bit better in the last 2 games, but they're still relegated. So for me, for this game, Ipswich Town their form hasn't been that great this season. It's just been a couple of draws, but mostly defeats. So, yeah, for this game, I'm going to go for a 2-0 Leicester City win because they beat Southampton when relegated at home, and I feel like they do the same thing against Ipswich Town at home at the King Power Stadium. Yeah, 2-0. The goal scorers, Jamie Vardy. Let's see if he can make it 200 goals for them. And who else? Probably Kelechi and Nacho, or maybe someone else. But yeah, 2-0 to Leicester. They're going to win. And I believe Jamie Vardy will score his final, he scored his 200 goals for Leicester City, and also win Leicester City's final King Power Stadium game for him. And It's going to be emotional. The fans are going to clap for him. There will be some fans that will be cheering. There will be some fans feeling sad. And yeah, he's good. And I know he's going to be giving his speech after the game. So yeah, man, we're going to miss Jamie Vardy. Like, he's a legend for them. You know, won the Premier League, won the FA Cup, won the Community Shield. Just, he has been absolutely fantastic. And when he knows, and he's the best troll there is, because every time he scores goals against the opposition, he just knows how to troll them. So we got to Jamie Vardy, and that moment when he blew the whistle when the referee went down was absolutely funny. So I'm gonna miss Jamie Vardy, man. I'm not sure if he's gonna be staying in the Premier League or go to a different country, but Jamie Vardy will be a Leicester City legend. So there we go. So I believe he'll score, and I believe Leicester City will win win the game on his final King Power Stadium. So yeah, 2-0 to Leicester. All right, the next one is Arsenal versus Newcastle United, of course. Arsenal, I mean, they've only had one win in 7 in the Premier League, and that win was away against Ipswich Town. So, of course, they did drew against Liverpool when they were 2-0 down, but Liverpool, like I said, are already Premier League champions. So to me, it's a good thing that they at least got a draw, but that's Liverpool team were Premier League champions that time. So there we go. Now look at this, guys. Newcastle are 2 points behind Arsenal. Just 2 points, you know. And Man City as well, they are 3 points behind Arsenal. So so it's basically second versus third. If Arsenal win, listen, Arsenal need to win this game. Sorry, they cannot lose this game, because for me, I still believe that they'll finish Champions League. You know, even though let's say they lose to Newcastle, even though that's going to happen. So, but listen, Arsenal may not finish second after all. They might not be, because Newcastle could be above them if they beat Arsenal on Sunday, and I think they will do. Even though I feel like Arsenal may get revenge. Arsenal this season against Newcastle hasn't been that great. The first game was at St. James Park in the Premier League. They lost 1-0. Then in the Carabao Cup, both legs. Newcastle beat them 2-0 in both legs. At the Emirates Stadium first leg, then at St. James Park second leg. So this is the 4th time that these two clubs will face each other. Now, I know some Arsenal fans will hate me to say this, but I feel like Newcastle might win again. They might do, you know, because they want to secure Champions League as well. They really want to, because if Arsenal, if Newcastle lose this game, then Man City, Chelsea, and let's say Aston Villa win their game, then Newcastle could be from 3rd to 6th. So Newcastle if Newcastle win this game, then I don't think they'll secure Champions League, but they're just one game away from doing that. And their final game is against Everton. So Newcastle are looking to win this game. But even though I hate Arsenal, I really want them to beat Newcastle. So I'm going to be watching that game. So the games I'll be watching is the Villa game, the West Ham Forest game, and also the Arsenal Newcastle game. So I want Arsenal to win. I really want to. And I bet you that Man City and Villa as well will also want Arsenal to win. So I'll be watching that game as well. But to be honest with you, I feel like Newcastle might win this game. So for this game on Sunday, I'm going to go for 2-0 Newcastle win. I know that Arsenal fans will hate me to say this, but listen, Newcastle right now are looking to make it to the Champions League for next season, and they've also beat you as well. It's even though yes, Saka wasn't there, know that stuff, but listen, your players are back. Thomas Partey's back, Saka's back, Ben White is back. You know, so what can you do? What can you do? And and Newcastle defensively have been solid. You know, Arsenal are the only Big Six team that's gone against Newcastle. They haven't, so that might happen again. So I hope Arsenal can win this game, but I feel like Newcastle are going to do it all over again. So yeah, 2-0 to Newcastle. It's going to be my prediction. Goal scorers, Isak and Gordon, just like it happened in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, those are going to be my prediction and goal scorers 2-0 to Newcastle. But fingers crossed, hopefully Arsenal can beat Newcastle. Hopefully. So there we go. All right, we move on into Monday and Tuesday's games. So the only game on Monday, of course, is Brighton versus Liverpool. Now, Liverpool, I mean, ever since they became champions, they haven't won. They've lost to Chelsea and they've drew against Arsenal. You know, they go away to Brighton, you know, which is a difficult place to go because and if you look at Brighton, they did win their last game. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, all of the big six clubs hasn't beaten Brighton in the league this season, you know, at the Amex Stadium. Arsenal went there and drew. Chelsea went there and lost. Man United went there and lost. Man City went there and also lost. Tottenham went there and lost as well. So for this game, I feel like this game might end. I feel like this game might be a draw. Yeah, because Liverpool right now hasn't been particularly, that great ever since they became champions. But do I think they care? Absolutely not, because they're already Premier League champions. So for me, if Liverpool drop points, also, they'll be disappointed, but they really don't care. So for this game on Tuesday. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. My bad. Sorry, my bad. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. So yeah, I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw on this one. I think Liverpool will be 2-0 up again in the first half, but then Brighton, we all know we all know that Brighton tend to do well, at the in the second half, especially at home. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 2-2 draw on this one. Goal scorers for this one, I'm going to go for Salah and Jota to score. And for Brighton, I'm going to go for Matoma and Danny Welbeck. So, yeah, 2-2 draw on this one. Liverpool fans will want to win, but they really do not care at this point. So, yeah, 2-2 draw is going to be my prediction for that game on Monday. Then Tuesday's games, Palace versus Wolves. Of course, Palace would have played in the FA Cup final tomorrow. So, in fact, actually, yeah, they do get enough rest. Yeah, mind you. So yeah, Crystal Palace versus Wolves. Listen, actually, you know what? I'm thinking. Actually, no. Let me just predict. Yeah, Palace. Listen, they're gonna win this game, but we don't know. So at the time of recording, yeah, all I'm gonna say is that Crystal Palace, if you lose this game, then bad luck. But if you win, congratulations. Congratulations. And let's not forget, this season we have seen clubs that ended the trophy drought. Bologna, 51 years. Newcastle, 70 years. Who else? There's another team that ended their trophy drought. Yeah, I've forgotten. But should Crystal Palace be next? Because they never, ever won a trophy ever in their history. So let's see, man. Let's see if they're trophy down. So, like I said, Crystal Palace. This is as of recording today. Crystal Palace. If you win, congratulations. If you lose, then bad luck. Bad luck. So yeah, for this game on Tuesday, I'm gonna go for Palace win. I am going to go for Palace win because it's the final home game at Selhurst Park, and they're really good form. Like they did the double over Tottenham, by the way. They really did. So for this game, I'm going to go for the usual 3-1 to Crystal Palace because I think Wolves are going to score, but I think Crystal Palace are going to get this win because, I believe they're still 12th. So yeah, they're still 12th, but they're 2 points behind Fulham. So if Crystal Palace beat Wolves and then Fulham lose against Brentford, they'll be 11th place. They'll be 11th place, and they'll be 1 point behind Bournemouth, depending on the Man City game, which I'm going to get to now. So yeah, 3-1 to Palace. Goal scorers, Eze, Jon Philip Mateta to score a single goal. Then Eze to score a brace for Wolves. Matthias Cunha. So yeah, 3-1 to Palace is going to be my prediction for that game on Tuesday. And then the final game of Game Week 37 is Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Of course, Man City have also played the FA Cup final as well. So just like the Crystal Palace game, as of at the time of recording, Man City, if you win, congratulations. If you lose, then bad luck. Hold that. And trophyless season for you, so you might can hold that. So I'm just only recording so at the time of recording, Man City and Crystal Palace, good luck. Good luck to both of you. But yeah, Man City against Bournemouth. Listen, they drew their last game against Southampton, which was disappointing. And yeah, listen, look at the table right now. We are 2 points behind Man City. So if Bournemouth, if the Cherries, if I believe, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Bournemouth can do the double over Man City because they did beat them at the Vitality Stadium. So listen, I would love the Cherries. I would love them to get a win, but it's at the Etihad Stadium, and Man City right now their winning one did end it by Southampton, but before that, 4 wins in a row in the last 5 games. So yeah, Man City right now on really good form. So I would love Bournemouth to win. I'll be watching that game as well on Tuesday night. But unfortunately, Man City are going to win this game. Both are a good team. Don't get me wrong, they are. But I just feel like Man City are going to win that game. So for this game on Tuesday night, I'm going to go for 2-1 Man City win. I'm going to go for 2-1 because I feel like Bournemouth will score, but Man City Man City will look into secure Champions League for next season, and they have to. They have to. They just cannot bowl this, They just can't. So yeah, 2-1 to Man City, unfortunately. Goal scorers, Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne for Bournemouth, Justin Kluivert. So yeah, Dean Julian, the centre back for Bournemouth is going to score. So yeah, 2-1 to Man City is going to be my prediction for that game. All right, so that's all my Premier predictions. Let me go for the one more time. So today's games, I've gone for both Villa and Chelsea to win 2-1 against Tottenham and Manchester United. Sunday's games, weirdly enough, I've gone for a 2-0 Everton win, 1-1 draw between West Ham and Forest. Common you Irons. 3-1 Brentford to win against Fulham in the West London derby. 2-0 Leicester City to win against Ipswich. 2-0 Newcastle win against Arsenal. Hopefully Arsenal can win. Then on Monday night, I've gone for 2-2 draw between Brighton and Liverpool. Then Tuesday night's games, I've gone for Palace 3-1 win against Wolves. And finally, Man City 2-1 win against Bournemouth. So that is my prediction for game week number 37. So do let me know in the comments down below whether you agree or disagree with any of my predictions. And if you got your predictions, do let me know and and tell me why you predicted that team to get a draw or win or to lose. So do let me know. But yeah, man, look at this, guys. Next weekend is the final Premier League weekend of this season. So we're gaming 37 and there's the FA Cup weekend. So guys, make sure you guys join me today for the Chelsea versus Man United live watch along. Then tomorrow I'll be doing the Man City Crystal Palace, which for the FA Cup final. And then on Sunday, if I'm not that busy, I might do the Arsenal versus Newcastle United live watch along as well. So make sure you guys tune into that one. So big stuff this weekend, but hopefully things can end in Chelsea's favour. Let's hope that Arsenal can beat Newcastle United. Let's hope we can beat Man United. Fingers crossed. I'm hoping that Tottenham can win or maybe a draw against Aston Villa. Fingers crossed in that one. Let's hope that West Ham can do something. And that's basically it. So the games that I considered for the Champions League, I will be watching it. So make sure you guys tune into that one. But yeah, man, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Chelsea, you must. You must. If you lose this game, if you don't win this game, mind you, if you don't, then the Champions League is done, over, finito, finished. Unless teams around us can also drop points. But we have to win this game. So yeah, man, make sure you guys tune in for the live watch along later this evening. Now, I'm not quite sure why the game kicks off at 8:15. That's a really strange time, but it is what it is. So yeah, make sure you guys join me at 7:45 later today for the Chelsea versus Man United watch along. A must-win game. Come on, you Blues. Let's go, man. Let's get to win. So yeah, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Premier League games. And I'll see you guys later today. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And as always, up the Chelsea. Let's get to win. Come on, you Blues.